Continuing, Monsanto has come out and said there's no need for or value in testing the safety of GM in humans. Now, there's all these hundreds of studies, conservatively, in lab rats and in other mammals showing every major GMO crop, not just Monsanto's, the corn, you name it, sterilizing them, organ failure, absolute hell on earth. And we're starting to see this happen in humans. Our life cycle's longer than a rat, so it takes more time to see this unfold. And Monsanto, who controls the courts and everybody, just says, hey, and has got their people in every major federal position over them. You know, they say, just don't worry about it. They say it's no big deal. Just trust us. We care about you. You know, they were also the makers of Agent Orange and aspartame, and we woke folks up to it killing people in the sodas, so now they just put it in all the, even sugar gum. There's no way to get away with it because Monsanto cares about you. Continuing, their best-selling herbicide Roundup has been linked to infertility. Really, you think an herbicide sprayed on plants that have been made to be resistant, so they absorb it and then you eat it, you think that might lead to infertility? I mean, we do have the lowest infertility in the world. It's dropping. 87% of the sperm are dead or can't swim. I mean, pretty soon we'll be totally sterile, but hey, that's okay. Everything's fine. Government loves you. Now, we talked about this a little bit on the radio today, but red spotlights to mark pre-crime suspects. And they say, you know, Homeland Security, we're face scanning, we're reading your license plate. And the AP in the clip actually says, hey, this is a great thing because it's actual pre-crime. And so now you'll just disappear because the computer says you're a terrorist programmed by a real terrorist. So we've got a clip of that.
The directed red lights will be attached to existing surveillance cameras and can shoot a light beam a full city block away. If a police officer monitoring one of the city's many high-def cameras sees a crime about to occur, like someone about to get mugged, they will remotely bathe the would-be perpetrator in red light.
The police are observing you, the police are recording you, and the police are responding.
What, in case of drug dealers bringing in drugs that the feds didn't bring in for the local police to distribute? Or maybe if somebody's selling guns illegally that weren't bought from the ATF to blame the Second Amendment. I mean, I don't know about that New Jersey town, but most big cities are narcotics run. And the police chief gets a little cut. Nobody minds. They live in a $2 million house on a salary that you couldn't live in a $500,000 house. And they keep the drugs illegal to keep the prices high. And they let the crackheads rob your house to get the stereo and computer because that's their tax. They got to get the money to buy the government crack that's then laundered through a big globalist bank. And I mean, here in Austin, you can watch the city cameras. The public has access. I can drive right now to East 11th Street and show you crack dealers and show you yuppies pulling up buying crack cocaine. Nobody's stopping it. They're putting body scanners now on street corners that passively look at your naked body. I mean, it's all just a bunch of terrorists. Everybody knows it, you scum. All right, that's enough of those terrorists. Let's go ahead and go to this next piece here. This is out of KFI Radio. LA military exercise, a joint military training exercise, will be held evenings in downtown Los Angeles through Thursday, working with the Los Angeles Police Department with helicopters and more. Yeah, the foreign banks hijacked America. They know we're waking up. They're getting ready for total depression and implosion, and they're training the military for war with the American people. So that's what America has basically signed on to, and that's what our military has been trained to do. Moving right along here. SOPA and PIPA fully alive, and a new bill joins them. And again, I said it was a victory that they claimed they were backing off, but that's always a military tactic, is to say you're backing off and then launch an attack during the ceasefire. Again, they have nothing but contempt for a public that's let them commit this many crimes, so they're on a piranha-like rampage. A deja vu in the form of OPEN, the new anti-privacy bill, an alternative to SOPA and PIPA, brought forward by Representative Darrell Issa, who's helping cover up Fast and Furious, because when they brought up the magic word that Bush was involved, boy, he shut that down. And 24 co-sponsors introduced the Online Protection and Enforcement Digital Trade, or HR 3782, that does all the same censorship that George Soros' minions and everybody else wants. Continuing here in this gargantuan issue of Infowars Nightly News, Sun hurls strong geomagnetic storm towards Earth. Why don't the control freaks just give us a law to stop that? When it hit us, it's like a big battering ram that pushes the Earth's magnetic field. And they go on to break down the fact that the energy causes Earth's magnetic field to fluctuate. So the sun, the main driver of our atmosphere, is going pretty wild right now. Continuing, oldest dinosaur nestling site ever found contains hundreds of 190 million-year-old eggs. Yeah, for not even very much money, I bought my dad a prehistoric crocodile skull out of Morocco, and it's just, they are digging up just hundreds of thousands of different prehistoric lizards and dinosaur skeletons and eggs. Very, very interesting. The excavation site in South Africa belonged to the prosauropod dinosaur and predates other nesting sites by at least 100 million years. So truly, truly mind-blowing. And continuing with science and tech news, to spy a black hole, astronomers will build a virtual globe-spanning telescope. The thing we will actually see is light just barely escaping from a black hole, said Dan Marone, a University of Arizona astronomer involved in the new project called the Event Horizon Telescope. Event Horizon is a good horror movie, by the way. Astronomers call black holes the most baffling objects in the universe. The power gravity of these collapsed stars is everything around them, and no one has ever taken a picture of one. The reason, no single telescope is powerful enough to spy one. The black hole, the center of Milky Way, is a wee in the sky as a baseball on the moon. To see it, astronomers will synchronize a network of telescopes into an Earth-sized super telescope. I don't know how it's an Earth-size, even if they synchronize all the telescopes, but whatever, I'm sure it means something my feeble brain can't understand.